What's up, guys? So before this episode starts, it is sponsored by our friends at Sour Strips, which is the company that I own that the show's named after. Guys, have you ever gotten sour candy and been like, oh my God, this is gonna be so delicious and sour, and then you take it home and you open it and you put it in your mouth and you're like, this sucks so much. That is not the case with Sour Strips. This is actual sour candy. It is the best sour candy you will ever have in your entire life. 12 flavors, resealable bag, scrumdiddlyumptious, Maxi Poo's seal of approval. I'm telling you, this is the absolute best. Click the link down in the description and use code POTTER to get 15% off your first purchase. Sour Strips, sour candy that doesn't suck. Step on me, mommy. What is that?
I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I came up with it.
Did you idolize any fitness people?
I thought Rich Piano was pretty funny.
Me and him have the same physique.
Really?
I love it!
I do make like a lot of sounds. Oh, wow, I love the gym.
I'm 33, I'm old as shit. But are you natty?
But you gotta take the blood test. Well, I think that's just there's like different types. Oh my God, I hate my body.
That's you when you turn 30.
That's not even true. Where are you getting this information?
It's the algorithm.
I think I'm really angry on the inside.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Don't Be Sour. We have an amazing episode today with none other than Miss Leanbeefpatty.
Thank you for having me, Max.
What's up? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks.
Did you have any idea of like who I was or any? Not like a
creator.
I asked that not like a do you know who I am kind of way, but because I just randomly came up to you at the gym and was like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? Were you aware of me, or were you like, who's this fucking dude? I
didn't recognize like your face, but I knew your name and the association, you know? So then it was like face to name. Well,
this is going to be a sick show. And normally I like have some sort of like background or knowledge of the person that I'm interviewing, but you're kind of like a mystery in the world because you don't do a lot of podcasts.
Yes.
You don't do like, you've been on social media relatively newer to social. Right?
Via leanbeefpatty, yes. Of course, I've had my time on social media, but with leanbeefpatty, it's been like a year and a half, 2 years.
There's another version of you?
Yeah. Well, you know, there's other accounts.
I didn't know. So the lean beef is what people know you for.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And your socials crush it. 3.2 million on Instagram, 6.5 million on TikTok. And a whopping over 800,000 on YouTube.
Yes.
That's a big following.
I'm very honored that people are rocking with me.
Yeah.
I'm very flattered.
Why are you in Texas?
I have a bunch of friends out here. I feel like everyone just moved to Texas for this gym, basically. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like to be with each other. And I'm just kind of by my lonesome where I live. So
where do you live?
I live in Southern California. Like near LA.
SoCal.
Mm-hmm. SoCal.
All your life?
Yes.
Oh, and so how long are you out here for?
Like a couple weeks.
What do you think of the Alpha Land mecca that Mr. Christian has made?
It's really nice. It kind of reminds me of like a community college with like the, not in like a bad way.
Hey, I went to community college, so I can, it's all right.
Just like with like, or a regular college, I don't know. But
yeah,
like,
why is it, why is Alpha, you're saying Alpha Land is the community college of gyms?
Or a regular, I don't know, just like with the little area with the eating part, you know, and then like people sitting there. Yeah. I guess a regular college. Doesn't have to be community, but there's a good sense of community here. So I thought I'd just throw that term.
It's a community college, not a community college.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with community college. Okay. It's a very smart idea if you're not sure what you want to do.
I went there, or you're not smart enough, because that was me. I had a 2.7 or 2.4. Both of them are pretty bad.
Well, look at you now.
Look at me now.
Look at you now.
Went to community college, graduated from a 4-year college, entrepreneur.
There we go.
Boom.
There we go.
Now you are like, why is there, when I mentioned about I haven't done a podcast, because I was trying to do some I like to deep dive a little bit so I know maybe some questions that like you haven't answered a bunch or whatever. But the only things I could find were a bunch of people doing videos on you, whether it be like Natty or Not or something like that. And I think you did a podcast with Jesse James West, and then he ended up hating doing podcasts, and he deleted the episodes and changed it to a vlog channel.
Oh no!
I couldn't find any like interviews that you've done. Do you do a lot of these?
No. I feel like just the one with Jesse was the most formal. I did one a long time ago that was basically like a Zoom call.
Okay.
And then I've done 2 Zoom call ones.
Okay,
the one with
so
Jesse.
just like digital ones. Or, yeah. Okay, so you weren't there. Mm-hmm. Why did you say yes to this podcast?
Because I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there's a reason like I don't do a lot of interviews, or maybe you're like, I want to start doing more. Because I kind of put you on the spot. I was like, this might be weird. I'm coming up. I'm like, hey, I kind of know you from the internet. You don't know me.
I think that's fun. Yeah. And I like chatting, so.
You don't know till you ask.
Exactly.
Now, where did the whole lean beef patty name come from?
Well, my name is Patricia, so Patty.
Right.
And then it's just kind of like a pun. I have this one friend who claims they came up with the name.
You only have one friend?
I have a small handful.
We all go to community college.
Exactly. They say they came up with the name. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure I came up with it. But I remember debating like what to, because I've had a lot of people be like, oh, you should start like a fitness account. You should start a fitness account. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of just like having fitness is a little thing that I do, you know, but then I made one in 2019-ish. Anyway, I was thinking of names. And I wanted to do like all beef patty because I was like, it's kind of funny, but that was taken. I was like, oh, somebody took it.
Why not just your name? Why did you have to have like an alias?
It's funny. I don't know. And it is my name. Like, it is my name. Even though some people will be like, is your name Lean? I'll be like, it's close. Or they'll ask like if my name is Beef. And I'm like, no, you're reaching. It's Patty. So your friend to this day is like, y'all still have like an actual beef because they're like, I came up with your name. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a beef, but they say that. I'm like, I don't think you did.
Is it like a Patty thing to have like weird name? Like, are you friends with Patty Mayonnaise?
Someone called me Patty Mayonnaise like a long time ago.
Do you know who Patty Mayonnaise is?
From Hey Arnold. What? Is that wrong?
That is not correct.
Oh, what is it from?
Patty Mayonnaise. She met the love of her life slipping on a packet of ketchup in the animated series. I'm going to hum the tune and you tell me if you know. How old are you?
It's just a lady never tells.
Okay. Well, well, you knew Hey Arnold, so I can gauge your age on there. Okay, ready? Do 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 do.
I'm really bad at this kind of thing. My friend loves playing that game where she sings a song and then I guess.
Doug would be the show.
That was my second guess. I was just about to say that.
Samsonite. It was on the briefcase.
Didn't give me the opportunity. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so lean beef, it just doesn't like mean anything.
No, it's just like funny. It's like a pun. Doesn't mean anything.
That's fun. Okay, well, why don't we start? I want to start at the beginning because there isn't a bunch of interviews of telling your kind of like life. I watched a couple of your content where you've done some Q&As and explained it. But for the people who don't know you, why don't you, what do you identify as? If someone was, I always like to say, you're in an Uber on the way from the airport here and the Uber driver is just like, what do you do? Who are you? What do you do? What do you tell people that you do?
Good question, because I never tell them. But I usually say, I work in sales. And then they're like, oh,
sales?
Yeah. What do you sell? Oh, clothing. Oh, where do you sell it? Oh, the internet. And then I just kind of like let the conversation die.
So you don't, okay. So you don't say, you're not like, I'm an influencer. I'm a TikToker. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an Instagrammer.
No, because then I don't want them to like go looking for me and then know everything about my life.
Speaking of going to look for you, what is the before lean beef patty? Is that like a secret?
Not really. I mean, it's not hard to find, but at this point it is very private. Yeah, I keep it private. People have found it. Like, okay, there was like last year, randomly, when the account wasn't private, all of a sudden, there's like 400 follows. I got all these followers. I was like, where are these people coming from?
Like, is this like your personal account?
Yeah, just like friends and family. And then I realized someone typed that username on 4chan. So all these people from 4chan were flocking to that account. I was like, not 4chan. Just like one of those.
Is 4chan still a thing?
Apparently.
4chan's like the alter Reddit, right? Kinda?
Yeah, like the Reddit of Reddits. So I was like, oh, man. So those people are still there. But then I privated it.
Okay. So you have your private world, and then you have lean beef patty, very public world. why don't you take us back? What's the origin story of you? Where did you come from? Where were you like as a wee little baby? I don't know your age, so maybe you were a baby not too long ago.
Okay.
But tell us the story of Lean Beef Patty.
I recently did a YouTube video where I just said like my fitness story, I guess, kind of started.
I went before the fitness.
It started when I was like a baby. Because my
mom met my dad.
My mom taught gymnastics to babies. So I was one of those babies. It's called tumbling toddlers.
What, would they just like throw babies in the air?
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like flip.
Like make babies do back handsprings.
I can't even do back handsprings.
So started like that. And then after being a baby athlete, then I went into competitive gymnastics for a while. Then I hit puberty and I was like, oh my God, I hate my body.
Yeah,
and
puberty's the worst.
Yeah, and then I was like, this is crazy. I'm in anguish. And then I quit gymnastics. And then I just kind of like suffered in my mental illness for a while. And then I went to the gym. Because my dad had a gym membership at the same gym for like 30 years. He would go at 3 a.m. every single morning. So I was like, you know how to go to the gym. Take me to the gym. So then he took me to the gym, showed me like 2 machines, and he was like, have fun.
It was the calf machine and the neck raises.
It was the adductors and bicep curls. So not even 2 machines, 1 machine.
So you're a gymnast or former gymnast. I saw on some of your content, you can do backflip.
Every once in a while.
I just learned how to do a backflip.
Really? I only practice about twice a year. Just randomly, I'll be like, can I still do it? Let's find out. And then I'll just do a backflip in my living room.
When was the last time you did a backflip?
Probably like 6 months ago.
Do you still have it or did you?
I have no idea.
Sometimes if I mess up, my neck breaks my fall. But nothing too bad has happened. I learned it. I went to a tumbling gym and I learned it in like 30 minutes. Now, I'm not saying I'm a prodigy or anything, but I'm essentially a backflip prodigy. The first night I learned how to do backflip, I did it on the concrete at nighttime outside.
Damn.
I know.
When was that?
From community college to backflips on patios.
You can do it all.
That was like a year ago. No, I wanted to do it like before I turned 30. I'm 33. I'm old as shit. So like 31 or 32.
You're only as old as you feel. Feel old?
Okay, I'm assuming you're much younger than 33, but older than 10. So we'll put that range right there. Okay. When you get to be older like myself, after 30, you know how like people joke about like, oh, my back hurts, I get out of bed, my bones hurt.
It's true.
It's beyond true.
Beyond true.
Have you ever like watched your parents and like maybe like go like they're watching like a movie and holidays or something and like 10 minutes in they're like sleeping on the couch and like, oh my God, like how are you falling asleep? That's what my mom does.
My mom goes to bed at 7.
That's you when you turn 30. You start going to bed real early, waking up real early, and your bones and your joints just like ache, and you're in pain literally all the time.
Yikes.
So my biggest piece of advice would be to stay young forever.
I plan to.
Yeah. There's a lot of advances with technology. So before your fitness, like what'd you do as a kid? You just jumped around and did gymnastics? Like what were your hobbies?
Gymnastics. I mean, it was pretty intensive.
Competitive.
So like a private team.
On the the beam?
On the beam. Fun fact, I guess not everybody knows this unless they do gymnastics, because I was telling my friend this the other day. We passed like some rings and
like the Venice Beach or whatever.
Yeah. They were like, oh, you could do that. You did gymnastics. I was like, women don't do that. That's only men. People don't know that men and women do different like events.
Would that be, and not to say that there's not women with great upper body strength that could whoop the shit out of me, but is it because men generally have more upper body strength, that's why they can do the advanced ring things?
I think at this point it's just tradition, because like women can do it, and if they practice, they'd be great at it. Yeah. It's just like for as long as that kind of gymnastics that I did is called artistic gymnastics. As long as like that's been a thing, they've just done different things since the beginning.
Now on the beam and whatnot,
men don't do that.
Well, you know why?
They could do it.
Why do you think they don't do that? I think if you fall as a man on the beam, bing bong, it's going to be a problem.
Just wear a cup.
Just wear a gymnastics cup.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So strictly gymnastics was your entire childhood.
Yes.
And then when did you get into La Fitness? You said your dad took you to the gym. What age was that at?
It was in high school.
Okay. I didn't start working out until I was in college, which put me kind of behind everyone else who was getting jacked. Now kids by the time they're like 19 are like 3 times bigger than I am.
Now I see, they're like 14 and jacked. I'm like, what are they putting in the school lunch? Like, what are you doing? It's crazy.
Did you like walk me through your initial mindset of going into fitness? Did it like change your life immediately, or did it take a while for you to fall in love with the picking up weights and putting them back down?
I went in kind of like full of anxiety, but not
similar to how every day when I go to the gym.
Yeah, but it was basically a replacement for gymnastics because I was very active, and then when I stopped doing that, I would just like my life fell apart because that was like my whole life. So
Gymnastics.
Yeah.
And then you quit just because you fell out of love with it, or?
Yeah, I fell out of love with it. I started getting like a lot of mental blocks, which isn't uncommon for gymnasts as they reach a certain age. Literally, as soon as I hit 5 foot, I remember being so distraught because I was like, I'm too tall. Because that's tall for a gymnast.
All gymnasts short?
Okay, so it's this thing where people are like, they think that gymnastics stunts your growth, but it's more like if you're shorter, you're better. So you're more likely to progress. Like Simone Biles, who's considered the best gymnast in the world, she's like 4'8". So, she's the best.
The best?
The best.
She's the best at flipping in the air?
Yeah.
What?
Out of all of them.
Okay. Do you think that you fell out of love with gymnastics? Because were you like pushed to do gymnastics by your gymnastics coach mom, or did you like really want to get into it and you're just like, I hate this, and then they're like, all right.
I wasn't really pushed super hard by her. She said like, if you want to quit, you can quit.
If you want to be a quitter, you can.
But she wasn't like mean. She was always very supportive, but it was more just like myself internally. I was like, if I quit, I suck.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. So it was that.
When you quit, did you feel like you sucked?
Yes.
Okay. Still to this day.
No, it was like for a long time, I was like, I suck. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel whenever I fail a lift. Terrible, honestly.
It doesn't motivate you to like get the next one?
No, because a lot of times I'm like, I keep trying and I still cannot hit this weight, or I cannot hit this lift. Sometimes I feel like if you keep like pushing yourself to try something and you just can't do it, sometimes it's better just to give up than keep trying.
Oh my God.
I feel like that sometimes it's the easy out, you know?
Well.
So you have crazy anxiety when you went into the gym in high school at some point.
Yes.
And then what was the thing that made you go from I'm nauseous to I love this? What was the moment? Do you remember the moment?
Well, I did kind of love it from the beginning. But I was just my driving force. I never like people ask me, how do you like stay committed, you know, especially as a beginner? Personally, and I'm not like trying to brag or anything, but I never struggled with that because like, especially at the beginning, I was the most driven. I was like, I was just like, I have to go do this. Like, I have to do this. And I think it was gymnastics that made me so disciplined.
Yeah.
That I was like, if I don't do this, I suck. And there's simply no option not to do it. I have to do it.
Success is the only option.
Yeah.
Did you think that fitness would like change your entire course of your life? I mean, obviously you were in fitness with like gymnastics of some level, right? It's just not like lifting weights maybe. But when you got into the gym, like did you idolize any fitness people when you were younger, when you started, besides maybe getting inspiration from your dad or whoever like took you to the gym?
I thought Rich Piana was pretty funny.
Yeah. No, me and him have the same physique. Similar.
Really?
Rest in peace.
5%.
5%.
5%.
5%. God damn it.
God damn it. Good fucking morning.
God, I miss watching those.
Yeah, he's so funny.
I know.
Damn.
So you watched Rich Piana, and that's was your ideal physique. You wanted to.
I didn't really have social media for the majority of the time that I was like in the beginning. So I never looked at anybody else other than the people at my gym. And I went at like 6 a.m. every day. So it was just like the old men, you know.
Okay.
But some of them were pretty, I was like, hell yeah. So
So
those guys.
So you'd go into the gym and there would just be a bunch of old dudes, and then you were very self-motivated. And then what kind of like made it take off for you? Or like I'm not talking about like social media, but just like really from, okay, I'm gonna try this like fitness thing out to like, I love it. I need it every day.
I really just think it took the place of gymnastics. Yeah. But I enjoyed it.
Do you have like an obsessive personality, or like when I start an interest or a hobby, I'm going down that rabbit hole and I'm gonna be the best that I can be at that thing?
There was a period of my life where I thought maybe I have like an addictive personality, but then I was like, but I didn't really get addicted to anything else. You know, there was the opportunity. I just didn't get addicted. So I don't think that's the case. I don't really know what happened. Or maybe I'm just addicted to this one thing. I think I'm really angry on the inside. People talk about like demons on the inside. Yeah. I have to like keep them down. People joke about that where they're like, oh, that guy is fighting his demons, but it's happening. Or maybe I just summon them to make the workout better.
Is that like when you're about to go for a PR, you like do some sort of ritual dance that...
I really don't PR that often. But yeah, I do a ritual dance.
You're not strong? What do you mean you don't PR often? You have to... There has to be a point when you've done more weight than you've ever done.
Yeah, okay.
More reps?
I don't 1 rep max PR.
Okay.
Because I am trying to get over this now. But for a while I had this thing where if I was struggling, like if it was too heavy, I'd stop and be like, if I can't lift it easily, it's simply too heavy.
I can respect that. I understand that. With my thing was I say was because it's not was like the lean beef patty deadlift bra. I thought that I came up with the name. I don't know where it came from. It's just deadlift bra was the thing. And I found my success 10 years ago on YouTube because I could deadlift a lot of weight while not looking like I lift, right? Not looking like I was super
Sleeper
strong.
Build.
Yes. And what you said about if it's not super easy, it's hard, right? That's how I feel with the deadlift. If it doesn't rocket ship explode off of the ground, it doesn't matter if it's going to be a slower pull. I'm like, I drop it. I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
Even though you could grind through it, or it's like not every rep needs to go at 90% speed or like with the ease. I relate to you.
Yeah.
So because your fear of slower reps, you don't PR.
Yes.
What is your fitness world like? What type of fitness person are you?
Good question. I'm not totally sure.
Okay.
I just kind of like to have fun. I just like having a good time.
There's like let's categorize people. There's the power lifters, the bodybuilders, the booty builders. There's I just go to the gym to take a picture so people know that I went to the gym and then I leave type of thing.
I'm the last one.
You're that one? I go and make my TikToks and then I get out.
Yeah. But in the privacy of the bathroom stall. I hate when people watch me. It really scares me.
I hate when people watch me.
I'm so shy.
But all of your Instagram, TikTok content has just like millions of views. How does your mental state work? Like, okay, so you fell in love with fitness and then you started getting into social. How did someone, you say your anxiety, your didn't want people to look at you?
Yes.
How did someone like you fall into social media?
Dissociating from it. It's kind of more like the internet's like,
what do you mean? What
silly.
Do you mean?
It's just all my silly little friends in my computer. You know, it's like that versus like, I don't know. It's different like that.
It's what?
It's different when it's online. Up until you realize like people know that like I exist, you know? They're like, ugh. Then you start getting a little existential.
They're like, what?
Ugh. Like that. But on my other social media that I used to use, the private, okay. I post about twice a year. And it was mostly when I was just like having a moment mentally. But
a good moment or a bad moment?
No, a crazy one when I was just going crazy.
Not good, not bad, crazy.
Crazy.
When the demons were coming out.
When the demons were coming out. But it would always be like, I would post something and then turn it into like an art picture, if that makes sense. And so like everything I post to me.
Walk me through an art post so people can get a visual of this.
Okay.
Okay. Walk us through it.
Oh, okay. This one you can even see. It's my profile picture on Instagram. It's kind of small. I mean, it's small, but that I made in 2020 when I was having a moment. And it's me doing a little pose that I do even now a lot.
What's the pose?
I'm standing up and it's low angle. Not this, but I don't know why I did that.
I was like, does she have T-Rex arms?
I don't want to get too far away from this, but like my arms are crossed. And it's like the low angle and then it's like the side angle. So I do that all the time. But it's that, and then the background is one of those I Spy books, like one of the old ones. And I edited myself to look like I'm in the I Spy world. And I was like, oh.
You know, a little side tangent. You know the I Spy, that's like a guy, those are like, he creates the sets. Those aren't like digital books. Like he makes those sets. Did you know that?
No. I didn't know. Is he still alive?
I don't know if he's still alive.
Out.
But like, okay, you know, like it'd be like a little train station with like little, like like he made that set and then he takes a photo of it and then puts it in the book. I thought it was like digitally made on a computer. Nope, that's real.
That's inspirational.
That shit's crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay, so you do the wacky poses on there and then continue on how you decided to go down the rabbit hole of becoming because you went from 0 to 100. You know, a lot of people would love to get to where you're at or want to be where you're at one day. You happen to do it in a very short period of time. Like continue the conversation of how you decided to put your life out there from being twice a year content creator to however much you post now.
I just kind of I made the Instagram first. And I was like, you know, maybe I will make that fitness account.
Leanbeefpatty was the name?
Leanbeefpatty. So I made the fitness account. And that was like in 2020 when I was really having like, wow, I love the gym moment, you know? So I started doing that.
It goes away, by the way.
I know, it did. And I know why that one happened. It was because I just like got out of a very bad mindset and I was like, to the gym we go. Yep. So that's what happened. I started posting on there. I made like a separate account because I was like, I don't want anyone I know to see this. Obviously. I am embarrassed. I am shy. And that worked for a while. And then Reels started becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Reels are freaking hard to make on Instagram. Like, I don't know if you've ever made a Reel on Instagram.
Nope.
It's a pain in the ass. Nobody does that. So I was like, but this other app, TikTok, 2 birds, 1 stone, upload on there, export it, upload it to Instagram. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I remember it was a Friday, 12 a.m. I'm in my room. I'm like, let's make a TikTok.
It was 37 degrees outside.
It was probably around 55.
A bird had just flown by my window. I knew the exact moment in time.
I remember the exact moment, yes. Because I woke up the next day. I posted at like 12 a.m. I woke up the next day. I was like, oh, got quite a few views off the first video. It was like 100,000 views. And I was like,
on TikTok?
I was like, wow.
It was on March 7th, 2021.
Did you scroll?
I did.
Yeah.
March 7th, 2021.
12 a.m.
Stretching.
Yes. And it was a joke. It was a joke video.
Stretching is a joke. I agree.
I know. I love stretching. I think it's very important. But the video itself, it was supposed to be like easy stretches for beginners. Once you get to the end of those stretches, extremely advanced. That last stretch that I did, I can't even do that right now. It's so advanced. It's very hard to do.
So you're saying you're a liar?
I was a silly goose. I was making a joke, and I didn't expect anybody to see it. And then people saw it, and they were like, "Ooh, it's dangerous," you know. And I was like, "Okay, don't do it." Like, I was kidding.
So how was So because there's a lot to unpack with the whole social media thing about, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna put a joke out there of like beginner, it's advanced. People taking it literally and being like, oh my God, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about. People are gonna get hurt. That's an advanced move. Why would she say it's beginner? And then you are probably like, hey, you dum-dums, like it's called sarcasm. Like, look it up in the dictionary. How did that like mind shift happen of like, wait a second, people are going to take everything that I say and post on the internet seriously, literally?
I see it kind of like flip-flop because like some people will like get what you're trying to say and some people won't. And the people that won't, I don't ever take it seriously. If anything, it really helps me like as a person to understand how different everybody is and just be like, oh, I didn't like think about this other perspective. Like, thank you for pointing that out. Now I can think about it the way you're thinking about it. I
don't agree with it and I think it's wrong, but but I respect it.
But usually I'm like, that's a good point, you know? Like, I'm not thinking like that, but I do really appreciate the input. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you follow any people on social like that I don't want to use the word idolized, but are you fans of any popular like social media fitness people that kind of like inspired you to like how you're going to create content? Or were you just like, I'm just going to close my eyes and press record and hope for the best?
Option 2.
Okay.
Cause like before just posting my own stuff, I do look at other like fitness content, but it's a very fine line for me because sometimes I'll get too wrapped in and like comparing myself to the other people. And it's so damaging for me personally. That's like a shortcoming of mine is comparison.
Comparing what? Like, what are you talking about? Like their social media or how they look or like what they're posting? Like, what do you?
Like anything. Like physique. I don't know. Okay. Anything. And then that's just like not the kind of content, at least before making my own account, that I would like to consume. Like my For You page, for example, a lot of it isn't fitness stuff. Yeah. It's like random story times and like serial killers of America. Like, is that? Because that's what I like to watch.
You like to watch serial killers?
Or like there's this one guy.
No, I'm just saying, if I ever go crazy, now I know exactly what to do.
Yeah, for research purposes. Just kidding. But I think it's entertaining. Or like this one guy right now on TikTok who I see him all the time on my For You page. He'll do like TikTokers who did terrible things. I see that like every other video.
Hopefully you don't pop up on there one day.
I'm so scared because everyone's... I won't.
You're like, oh my God. Oh, why am I watching my own TikTok? Wait a second.
Sometimes I do get jump scared. If like somebody... Like I'm always very flattered. I'm very flattered when people like make videos with me in it. But there's been a couple times where I'll be just scrolling and it's like a picture of me. And I'm like, jump scare. You know, I'm just, just like, oh, that's me. Like, oh, geez.
Okay, so you don't really like follow a lot of social media or fitness. You kind of like started making fitness content, but you're not like diehard in the fitness social media realm.
It's just kind of like, it was
which is the
hobby.
Best way to be.
Yeah.
Okay. And so like when you started like making this content and making these videos and it's taking off, like what was going through your mind when you're like, I know, wait a second, I might start getting popular on these here apps? Were you like, fuck? Or were you like, nice?
At first I was kind of like, frick, because I made the lean beef.
You can curse on here. Say it.
I don't know. What if my mom? Actually, my dad watches all my YouTube videos.
Just say one dirty word for your parents who's listening.
I did say one earlier. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
I think it was like hell or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, I made the separate. I had a separate TikTok too. I made the lean beef patty TikTok.
How many secret worlds do you have?
At least like 5. I made the lean beef patty one because people I knew in like my personal life were following me, and then my grandma was following me. I love her. I love my grandma.
Grandma, get off the TikTok.
I'm named after her.
Your mom's gonna be like, Patty, can you please poke your grandma back on Facebook? No, I don't want to poke grandma.
But so I was like, damn, my grandma's watching this. So then I made the other account, and then it started blowing up. And then I had people from like my personal life reaching out to me and being like, oh, I saw this video of you. And I was like, I don't know what to say. So.
What, you were like, you didn't like that people were, or like it was like a new world of people to be like consuming your content, of people who like watch, like you knew in real life?
I like to keep everything kind of like sectioned in my life. We keep everything. I think that started from gymnastics and then school. When I was in elementary school, I learned quickly you don't mix the friend groups because they don't get along, at least when you're a kid.
Yeah. And
then I just never mixed the friend groups.
Ever.
So, no. I probably should. I feel like I should. It's time to grow up and mix the friend groups, but...
I wouldn't know how much growing up you need to do because I don't know how old you are.
Enough to mix the friend groups.
Okay, so you're ready to mix the friend groups, started popping on the socials, and what, how is does your mind change on how you make content now that you're like, I'm a popular content creator? Like, do you have expectation? Like before, maybe you were just like posting content, but the problem is like a lot of times when you gain success or gain notoriety, there's like expectations and and then there's the comments of people like, this is the same, or wow, these are getting boring, or like people start, getting in your head about like the content you're creating, or like I make it for fun. It just happens that it's popular. Do you let the naysayers like get to you or dictate how you kind of create the stuff, or you're just like, I'm just going to do wacky stuff, whatever I want?
Most of the things that I put out there, I do actually put a lot of like thought into it, even if it doesn't look like it. I do have a lot of, God, what is it called? Imposter syndrome, kind of, where I'm just like, I'm not good enough for this. Like, I don't understand why people are rocking with me. Like,
I feel like that every day.
There you go. So I have that, and it's whenever, at the beginning when people would like do hate comments and stuff, I could not understand why a stranger would leave a hate comment. So in my mind, I was like, you probably know me in real life. You're probably an actual hater. So then
it could be your grandma.
Like, that's probably my ex or something. My grandma. No, not my grandma, but so I was like, there's no way. Like, my mom taught me when I was a kid, she was like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That's right.
So when people don't say nice things, I'm like, who raised you?
Like, I don't understand. Why is my stretching content making you so angry?
Yeah, I'll just be like, it's embarrassing for like people leaving hate comments. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm better than you, but I don't leave like hateful things anywhere because I feel like it's embarrassing. It reflects so poorly on me if I left something like that, even if I didn't like it. So I just don't understand why people do it.
I don't think I've ever watched something and just like been enjoying it, watching relaxed in my chair, and then someone say something and me go, ugh, hold on, I have to fucking type about this.
Yeah.
I have to type a paragraph about this person that I've never met, that has no idea who I am, and I need to tell them how angry that their video made me.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I think it's a specific type of person, because some people are just like watchers, not commenters. Some people I comment on everything. I'm very opinionated. Then you got the haters out there. But I feel like you're a unique snowflake in this world because you seem very authentic with your, we'll call it quirky self. Do you think you're quirky?
Quirky?
Yeah. I think I'm quirky. I think I'm quirky. And I feel like you lean into it.
I do make like a lot of sounds. So
you have made many sounds about this podcast.
Yeah. I make even more in my daily life. I'll just be walking around making noises. I actually talk to myself.
Yeah, no, I do that too.
My neighbors, there's been a couple times where I didn't know they were standing right there, and I'm having a full-on conversation. And then I turn around and they're there, and I'm like, oh.
The best is, have you ever, you seem like the quirky, comedic, funny.
Thank you.
Do you, when you're editing your content, do you ever laugh at your own content? My girlfriend and stuff thinks it's so weird. Like, are you laughing at yourself? I'm like, yeah, I said some funny shit.
I'm glad you hilarious. Do it too, because yes, I was editing a video for YouTube yesterday, and I was cracking up. I was like, oh my God, it's really funny.
And then you got to tell people to come in, be like, come here, listen to this funny shit I said. Look at this.
Yeah, and then I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't know if this is like actually funny or it's just funny because it's like, I know me and I'm doing something silly, so that's why it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, other people are rocking with it, so that's nice.
You seem to be doing well. Speaking of the strange things that you said you do,
yes,
noises was one of them. There's is it a boar mask, a pig mask you wear in a lot of your content?
Yes.
I've seen some scary movies where like the killer runs around with this chainsaw with like a pig mask on, and you do watch a lot of serial killer content. So I don't know, what is that? It's like a thing you do, right?
Yeah. It's from an anime. It's from Demon Slayer. The character's name is Inosuke, and he's just like, he's kind of a brute. Like, he's, his personality's like kind of crazy, but he's kind of silly. And that's probably just, I like that cosplay because it's so easy to do. Like, my face doesn't have to look a certain way. I don't have to put on makeup.
Literally a pig mask, right?
It's so silly. Some people, there's two versions of that mask. There's the one that I wear, which is the plastic one. And then there's one with a bunch of fuzz on it. The fuzzy one scares me. I swear.
I put it on, I look in the mirror, I'm like, ah!
I don't have that one. But because like I've had people, I don't know, people like that one. They'll comment and be like, oh, you should get the fuzzy one. It's better. I'm like, that one scares the frick out of me.
Look at that. You can't even wear the right anime mask without someone in the comments going, you should have worn the other one.
No, that's so true. I like the other one because it looks like the anime. Like, it looks the way that he looks versus the fuzzy one. I'm just like, what's happening?
He's a pig? A man bear pig? Or what is it?
He's just like a guy. It's just like a little fella, but he wears
Can we go on a slight
forehead.
tangent about anime?
It's okay.
I once referred to anime as like, I'm not into it.
Okay.
And when people talk about it, I know it's very popular. What's the comic book version of anime? What's that called?
Manga.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when I talk about it, I'm like, I don't understand why people like watching these cartoons so much. Apparently cartoon, not a good thing to say about anime. It's not, a cartoon is anime. Mm. As someone who doesn't consume anime, how would you sell me on why anime is so cool? Why should I watch anime?
I don't know.
You're really selling me on this.
I'm like the kind of person where like, I'm just like,
if I play a game, I could tell you why Fortnite is so cool. But like, so.
I only like one game.
What do you enjoy out of anime? What do you enjoy?
Usually like the visuals. Like, so like Berserk, for example, is another very popular anime. And they like redid it and they like changed the animation so it's more like 3D or something. I was like, ugh.
You don't want it to be too, no.
I was like, no, something's happening.
It needs to be lower quality is better quality.
Yeah, I was like, not necessarily. But like for another anime, for example, is JoJo's.
How many are there?
There's like a bajillion. I don't know.
Okay. What's the most popular?
God.
What's like? How about this? What's like the anime that if you're like that's my favorite one, you're like, you're like you're not a real anime fan.
I'm the kind of person where like you could literally say anything. Like you could call it a cartoon, and I'd be like, okay, like I don't care.
Yeah, you didn't get offended.
No, I don't care.
What is it about anime that's so cool? I mean, I get you could just be like, it's I like it. Why does it matter?
People like it for different reasons, I guess, and it kind of depends like the genre they like too.
Is there a reason why you think adults like anime rather like? I guess I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, and now I don't see myself watching as much. Patty Mayonnaise, Hey Arnold, right?
Maybe you should try. You ever watch SpongeBob?
I do.
It's very funny. To this day, it gets funnier.
It is, but I wouldn't say anime is not It's always like more like extreme. Mm. It's like a lot of guys just screaming a lot. Mm. Ah!
Well, I think that's just there's like different types. I think that's like the Shogun one is like where there's like a character and it's usually like a younger guy and then he's like, I have to go do something. And that's like a lot of the very popular ones, especially within like the gym community. They like those ones like Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer and, ones where there's the one guy and he's like, I'm fighting, which is good.
Demon Slayer, you're like, I'm being a Demon Slayer every day.
Yes.
Myself.
I'm slaying those demons.
Okay. So we didn't really sell me at all on it, but I'm going to check it out.
It's hard. Because I'm just like, do whatever you want to do. You like it? Cool. You don't like it? Cool. I don't know.
Okay. So on the other kind of with the, like I said, leaning into kind of your personality, can you explain to me, I've seen some stuff where people would say, step on me, mommy. Mm-hmm. What is that?
I always thought that was just kind of like a silly little joke.
Turns out it's not.
Well, for the most part, I think it is.
Okay.
I think some people, it's not maybe, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I don't know.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We'll move past it.
Okay.
We'll move past it. So back, we got a little side tangent there. Back to like the whole fitness journey. I feel like you inspire a lot of people, but I think probably a lot of girls who maybe don't necessarily, because you lean into like I don't know how to say this. You look jacked, right? Like, and maybe like the typical teeny bopper type of girl on Instagram that like that people are doing like the booty pictures. You're kind of like not like that.
Okay.
How do you describe yourself of like the type of like fitness kind of content you have and how you I guess, like, I don't want to say empower people, empower women, or who want to, hey, you don't have to look this like certain type of way. You can like embrace having muscles, embrace having, embrace being a lean beef.
Mm-hmm. To me, it was kind of like, I never thought about it that hard. Like it never, it's just like, I like working out. By consequence, my muscles kind of grow. It's not a big deal. It's, I don't know.
I'm hoping one day my muscles will grow.
You have good muscles.
I don't know. I'm no Rich Piana.
Well, the 5%.
It was that extra 5% that I took.
5%. It's the 8-hour arm workout. That's what you got to do.
Have you been to, I know you've been doing this for a couple years. Have you been to any like expos or anything where you've gotten to meet people that follow you?
Not like where I have a booth or something, but I went to the LA Fitness Expo this year. It was cool.
Did you meet a lot of the people that follow you on the platforms?
I met some, yeah. They were cool. I meet people also just like at the gym like every day. Someone comes over and they're like, then I'm just like, yeah, that's me.
You're the girl. I literally came up to you and said, you're lean beef.
Mm-hmm. And I said, that's me.
They're like, I think, no, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. How is it being in like the public eye now with like, you've gained notoriety and now people recognizing you? Is that strange? You like it? You don't like it? Obviously you're not like, get away from me, but do you enjoy the notoriety? Mm-hmm.
For the most part, it's pretty cool because people are really nice to me. There's only been a couple times where someone comes up and I was like, that was really an interaction.
You've had people be mean or rude?
I don't think they were like trying to be mean or rude, but I was like, I don't know if you like understood the way you just came off. And I was like, that was weird.
Walk us through it. What happened?
It's usually just like,
this is great. What would you be like, hey, don't be like this way, if someone who's never met you meets you, so then they know ahead of time. You're getting an inside scoop. How to meet Lean Beef Patty the proper way.
Gosh, I don't know, because...
Okay, what was the weird interaction?
There was just one where... I don't even remember like exactly what they said. I just remember it gave me like the worst vibes. I was just like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like you really made me uncomfortable. And I don't feel like I can tell you that because I don't want to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
You weren't trying, but I was like, oh, wow.
You just kind of want to like sink into the floor. And
yeah, I was just kind of like, I'm ready to skedaddle.
I have to go walk my goldfish now. So
yeah.
I need to dip set out of here. With the big push into fitness, a lot of people will make content around you. And the biggest thing that comes up that I've seen, I know it was like Greg Doucette makes a lot of content about you. Mm-hmm. I want to say Derek Moore Plates More Dates made, but I couldn't find the video. But people always come up with the natty or not. Mm-hmm. Are you natty?
I am, yeah. I do think
people make a lot of videos that are like, I don't know. Why do you think people make so many videos?
You just like talking about me. I don't know. Like, honestly, because I don't think it's especially, I feel like you can't really come out on top with a natty or not video. You either got to say, yeah, my physique is just whatever, which is like fine. Like, I'm not saying like I'm the best ever, but it's kind of weird just to be like, it's a whatever physique. Like, it's very achievable, natural, but then other people will be like, oh, it's really hard. Like, I don't know. It's just like so weird to talk about. And it's like, I've already said I'm natural. And then some people will be like, well, you got to take the blood test. I was like, you want to pay for it? You want to drive me to the doctor? Then we can freaking take the blood test.
Well, the problem is after you take the blood test, then they're like, well, yeah, but you need to take the pee test. And after you take the pee test, well, you got to
do it like every 2 months too. It's like, you want to take me to the doctor? We can carpool, but, but it's just like, I don't know. They just don't.
Why do you think people think that you're not natty and a big fat liar?
I feel like if I really say it, it's going to sound mean.
Say it. Put it out there.
It's maybe that, like, I've seen some people who are openly like not natural say that like, oh yeah, like you're not natty. And it's like, maybe because like we kind of have comparable physiques and I don't have to be on what you're on.
Woo!
You're just like, I don't know.
Sorry, you look like shit.
I mean, like, I don't want to say that, but it's like, if you just, aren't trying to come at me, I don't have to come for you. Like, I don't want to.
Well, nowadays, the whole like Liver King situation came out. I don't know if you're in the know about that.
Yes.
And it turns out that if you say I am natural, you also could be a liar.
Yes.
What do you think about people who are like, okay, you've clearly been like, I am natural. Mm-hmm. I just work hard. My physique is definitely obtainable by most people who have, call it average or above genetics. Mm-hmm. Like obviously there's certain people that maybe you just really got the short end of the stick on terms of your genetics, someone like myself. And, but some people would be like, you could do all the tests. You could say I am natural, do a polygraph test, but they'd still be like, she's lying. Mm-hmm. What do you think to those people?
At the end of the day, believe whatever you want. It really doesn't change my life. If I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth, and I know whatever I'm saying. Honestly, I don't really care about your opinion that much. If you're just gonna like keep saying stuff and you don't want to believe me, you're just a hater. Like, it's whatever.
They're sipping on that haterade.
Yeah, if you want to be like that, you can be like that. That's not my problem. It's your problem. And this is something I tell my mom a lot, because my mom also like has her own little business, and she'll get frustrated like if someone says like something, or like, I just like to tell my friends and my family when they get frustrated with other people, like, don't make somebody else's problem your problem. It's their problem.
Bingo bongo. Mm-hmm. That's an eloquent way to put that.
Thank you.
It'd be like, that's actually that's lean beef patty lingo for shut the fuck up. Okay, mind your business. Shut up. It's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, don't let someone else's bad mojo brick up your vibes.
I want to know why people don't think you're natural. Because I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. I don't think you have some ridiculous physique.
I really don't.
I mean, you're like,
I find it's
jacked.
Usually the people that they just like don't look that great. And they just like, I don't think I look like amazing. I don't think but also I don't want to. Like, they don't even know what my goals are.
Well, here's the most common way of here's how the average person who is, let's say there's someone who's like calling someone out of being, not natty or whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have the mindset of, if someone looks better than me, they're not natural.
That is true. That is true. I didn't know really what steroids were up until about a year ago. And then people would be like, oh, she's on Anavar. And I had to freaking Google. I was like, what is this? And then I looked it up, and I still didn't really understand. Now I kind of understand.
And now I'm on all of it.
But I always assumed, and maybe this is just because I'm a naive person, I was like, everyone's natural. Except for those big, huge guys. Except for like Ronnie Coleman. Honestly.
Ronnie Coleman is the only guy that's not natural.
No, you could have told me he was natural. I'd be like, I can see it,
Do you have a good like perception of, like, let's say I have significantly more muscle mass and you're like kind of like, I feel like you could be on something a little bit, but if you're like, are you natural, Max? And I'd be like, yeah, yes, I am natural. You'd be like, oh, well, he must be natural. He must work really hard.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't really care that much what other people are doing. So if you're telling me you are, and it's not like hurting me, I'm gonna be like, okay.
I think it's less about people that, because a lot of people are like, who cares if someone's not, that's an argument, right? But I think the problem people have is if people come out and say that they are natural, that they don't take steroids, and then they sell a program or whatever. So like, you could potentially look like me.
Sued. That's just illegal.
Well, it's not. Yeah, I guess. I mean, false marketing.
Liver King got sued. Did he not?
He did.
Yeah.
But is it? Oh, I was going to say, is it illegal to lie? No. I think in certain instances it is. Do you?
What do lawyers do then?
Nothing.
Manipulate the truth.
Steal all of your monies.
Oh. Okay.
Do you get tired of people asking if you're natty or not?
I don't get tired of it, but I do just feel like I have to take an L in order to survive this.
No.
Like, I just have to be like, point out the obvious and be like, I am not that impressive. Like, I am flattered that you kind of think I am, but in reality, I am not.
I'm sorry that you look like shit and that I look pretty cool.
Because I see other people that like maybe they're just better at the angle, or they're better at flexing, or they're actually a bodybuilder and not just a silly goose that likes to work out, which is what I am.
Big silly goose.
Yeah, and then I'll just be like, that person looks amazing. And they say they're natural. I'm sure they're natural. I believe them. But I don't know. Just, it's whatever.
What do you think about I guess not just like steroid, the whole world is going out. But by the way, first of all, it's good when people are making natty or not videos about you, because that means you're talk worthy, you're relevant, you're like a topic that people want to make.
Yes, I am always flattered.
That's good.
Just
you're like, thanks for making my content. The socials going up because of this, because people are going to look me up and now I'm going to get more engagement, you bitch.
Yeah.
That's what you say. What outside of like the steroid thing, what do you think of the fitness culture these days? Because it is, back in my day, it was much different when I started.
How was it? Comparatively,
it was the golden years.
Oh, it was better.
It was so good back when
was it? I feel like you're being silly.
No, I'm telling you, it was. So not only it was just different. It was smaller. Like the community, there wasn't as many people. Not that that's bad, but it was more of like an actual community. Whereas now, it's a great thing because I've made a livelihood from it. But honestly, the like money that has come into the social media world has kind of like ruined it, because now people are just like, it's less about what type of great content can I make. Everyone's just thinking, how can I make as much money as possible, as fast as possible, by as many people as possible? And I don't care how I get there. I'll do anything to make as much money as possible. Whereas for like years, I was just like, yeah, I make YouTube videos. I don't make any money. It wasn't even a thought. I was like, I'm making content. So it's just different. Can't say it's like better or worse. I'm just an old guy yelling at clouds and thinking that it was better back then. But it's just different.
Okay.
But now with social media, just like consuming our world, and fitness being it is a pocket of the social media world, but it's a big pocket, like a Jinko jeans pocket.
Okay.
You don't get that reference?
No, I know what those are.
Okay. What do you think about social media? The fitness world. Do you like it?
There's a lot of different little segments that I see.
What are the segments you see?
There's the people that are usually male, and they're really just like, I like getting girls. And then and I'm just like, okay. And then there's the people. That was
an entire segment, by the way. Guys who like getting girls is a whole segment on social media.
Well, like, I can usually like visually identify them, which is very judgmental, but that's how we evolve, is identifying things visually. Yep. Anyway, then there's like the people that are just the power lifters and the strong people that are like, you're weak. And then
look how much I can deadlift.
And then there's the bodybuilders that are like, I'm prepping and whatever they do. And then there's the people that just, I don't know what I'm talking about now. I feel like this energy drink is like freaking me up.
I'm five groups in and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm cracked out. I was just talking.
What segment, what group of social media do you think you fit into?
I want to say the ones that just like working out, just like moving their body, and they're just like having a good time, and it's like not that serious, because like that's what it is in my mind. Like, it's really not that deep.
I agree with you. I think fitness is not that deep.
Yeah, so that's what I am. And then I guess I like looking kind of aesthetic, but I've always liked looking aesthetic even before like I had this specific aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You love it. You love I think that's a good group to be in. Mm-hmm. The more carefree. Mm-hmm. And in in this like the fitness world that you're in, I noticed when your first post, again, March 7th, 21. Yes.
Okay.
Remember it was 5 a.m. or something that you posted? 12. Okay. When you say when it's midnight, is it the next day or is it that day? If you're like midnight tonight, or is it midnight tomorrow, but in the morning?
It would technically be like the next day, but for easier to like understand reasons, I'd probably say like at night. You know.
What you just say?
At night. Okay. The SpongeBob episode.
What is it? What's the quote?
It's where it's where the Krusty Krab changes their hours to be like also at night. And then so SpongeBob's like having a great time and he's like, hey, Squidward, I'm cleaning the grill at night. I'm taking out the trash at night.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Yeah, exactly. And then Squidward's just like, not having it.
Okay,
and then the hash slinging slasher shows up. Anyway, sorry.
The what?
The hash slinging slasher.
Patty's like, I've seen every single episode of SpongeBob 16 times.
It's usually on my For You page. It's like best SpongeBob moments, and I watch them. They're like 3-minute videos of just SpongeBob. I love them.
Whenever I need water, I need it comes into my head at full scream.
Yeah.
So your first content was the stretching, and I notice you're a big stretcher. A lot of your content is stretching.
Yes.
I don't do any stretching.
That's fair.
Why are you so into stretching? What are the what's the benefits of stretching? What are the benefits of eating healthy? Why is stretching such a important thing to you? And why do you like, even your YouTube videos is stretching?
Yes.
You're the stretcher.
I just kind of think it's cool.
Like, look how far my legs can go.
That's like the entire thing is like, I think it's kind of cool. It's probably just, stems from being a child and being told like, being flexible is better than being like it's better than being not flexible. So I'm like, I should be flexible. I recently hurt my hamstrings.
My friend recently did, or
yeah, my friend was like, it's probably because your glutes are weak. I was like, excuse me, but
what'd you say about my ass?
But they hurt so bad. So recently it's been rough for me. But
are you into like the science of the body, or are you just like, I like to stretch?
I just like to stretch, but I'm into the science of the body in terms of it like helping me be better at stretching. So always like trying to learn things because I understand I really don't know everything and I could learn a lot more things to make me better at stretching.
Stretching is a big part of like every single one of your fitness routines. Like before you work out, I stretch.
Well, I do my dynamic stretches before. That is very important to me, just so that I don't get hurt. And then after I would do my static stretching for flexibility, but I have been slacking lately. So I've been
Why?
Because I'm lazy sometimes.
Sometimes I love stretching more than anything, but sometimes I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. It's not fun.
It's not.
It's not fun.
I have extremely tight IT bands.
Okay.
Do you have stretches that would fix my IT bands? People tell me, people are talking about my ass. They say I have tight glutes.
Mm-hmm.
What is an IT band stretch? Do you know those? Help me.
I've seen a lot of like the foam roller stuff.
I tried foam rolling. Everyone says, no, don't foam roll. You idiot. Not you, but like they tell me that I'm dumb for foam rolling my IT band.
I really don't know what to tell you. Actually, usually what I would say, unless it's like something that I specifically know about, like I know about this helps me, maybe it'll help you. Even if I say like maybe it'll help you, I still like to point out to people that like you should see a specialist in person, because even if I'm like telling you this information and it is helpful information, I don't know what your issue is. You know, we're just like people on the internet. Like go see someone who can like be personalized with you, because that's going to help you a lot more. Even if they might tell you exactly what I'm telling you, at least you know for sure.
True.
Yeah. Because like my mom will have some issues. She had some, or my brother had like tendinitis and stuff. And the
I was going to say tendinitis in his head.
No, sorry. I was just like itching my head. And like the issues that he was having were he had to do like mobility to help him strengthen his tendons or whatever it was.
Some sort of muscle he had.
And it like really wasn't like that intense of a routine that he was doing. It was really simple stuff. But I was like, it's good that you went and you found that out for yourself versus just like guesswork. And then it got even worse. Like, oops.
Okay, so big advocate of the stretching, and I noticed that you do a lot of this stuff on like one of your most recent YouTube videos was like a whole video just about stretching, and it seems to like have great success. So it almost seems like the world doesn't know as much as they should about such a key component to your fitness journey.
That mobility video, I was like, this is such a good video, okay? This is the video that everyone asks me for.
That's what I think about every time I upload.
And it's good. No, but it really didn't get good feedback like the other ones get. When I'm just doing random shenanigans, gets way better feedback. But I was like, this other video is so much more useful. And it's literally what people ask me for every day. And here it is on a platter, and then nobody comes to the platter. And I was like, that's fine, whatever.
Well, the problem is with social media, especially on YouTube, is you'll see like, we'll call it 50 comments, which is a lot in the comment world, right? Let's say you notice 50 comments are like, please give us your stretching routine, please. And you're like, man, really, people really want the stretching. You upload another video, 50 comments. Patty, please, the stretching, please. You're like, I have to make this content because the people are killing me for this video. Turns out it was just those 50 people that wanted to see it.
Yeah.
It's the people who don't comment.
But like, that's the thing, like content that does well on my page. Like I tell my friends this, like, for example, on Instagram, the content that does well is me just doing a pose, me just looking good. I don't
just looking like this.
But I don't really want to just post that because I feel like, how is this beneficial to anybody other than like a split second of being like, this is visually appealing, I like this. But it's like, so?
You know, a lot of the times when I started making videos just about fitness, and then it slowly was like a little bit of my life, and then it turned into like, nowadays I would say most people enjoy my content for not in the gym than in the gym. And many times I'll make a YouTube video, and it's obviously fantastic, you know, super funny. Obviously. Yeah. I'm laughing at myself while I'm editing the video, telling people to come in, you know. But a lot of times when I make like a vlog, I'm filming a vlog today or kind of wrapping up a vlog today. And throughout it, if I don't have some sort of insightful information, a tip, a business advice, a life lesson, something, I'm like, there's no point to this fucking video. And that's what I feel like you're saying, like, it's just a pose, like it gets so much more engagement, but you feel like there's like no value that people are getting out of it because it's like surface level. What I've learned, value comes in at a lot of different ways. It doesn't, like, the entertainment value can be just that. And just posing as like maybe surface level as it is, like people can get motivation, inspiration, you know, affirmation from, if I continue to do X, I can achieve this goal because look at her, she's doing all these things. So a lot of times, just like when you said earlier, like it's not that deep of what I'm saying. Sometimes the content, you just got to be like, doesn't have to be that deep.
Of course, yeah. I think there's a balance. That's why I still post just like a pose. Like the last thing that I posted was just me posing. I still tried to create some sort of content by doing like, this is a pose, this is me unposed. So like there's a comparison. But for that specifically, it's still just like, at the end of the day, I want to feel good about the content that I'm posting.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me feel good because then I go on my Explore and I'm like, there's a million other girls that look just as good, if not better than me. So if I'm just posting,
don't compare yourself.
But I'm like, so what am I offering that these other people might not be offering? How are you able to like set yourself apart? So I'm like, okay, I'll give them something a little beneficial.
I'll put the pig mask on.
Like, here's a little routine, you know, for you. This is specifically on Instagram. I feel like it's different on YouTube because YouTube, the videos will be entertaining, like if you're just doing whatever. A shenanigan is entertaining and that is beneficial. But like the still shots and the images, like they're different. There's different value in my eyes.
Why do you think you're popular on the internet?
I have no idea.
I say the same thing about myself every day.
Yeah.
I make a vlog, be like, this was so amazing. I'm like, why did people watch this? Why did people take time out of the day?
That's the, you know, imposter syndrome issue coming in where I'm just like, this was silly. Was it that silly though? You know?
Well, you seem to be doing a great job at it. Obviously, your socials have grown. It's like crazy what you've done in any amount of time, let alone a couple of years, right? You know, you're doing some crazy numbers. How do you, do you do this full time, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Social media?
Yes.
Okay. How do you make your money?
Social media?
What are like, what is it? How do you make your money? Like, what are the different ways that you afford your lifestyle?
Just like sponsorships and like affiliate work And then some like direct from like YouTube views.
You should be getting a shit ton from AdSense.
Yeah, I get it. I think I still make more with like sponsorships, but
do you ever talk about like financial stuff?
Usually not, no. Even like with my friends and stuff, they'll ask me, I'll just be like, I'm not gonna talk about that with you.
Would you publicly say at least like a range of, let's just say, just YouTube AdSense, like what that looks like for you?
I don't think I would.
No?
No.
Okay. How about this? What is the platform that you think you make the most amount of income from? Like, because obviously,
like as like a platform.
Yeah, but like Instagram, obviously, when you post content, you're not making money from that. I know they had like their Reels creator fund
Once
or
you
whatever.
get over a number of followers, you make nothing from that. Also, people don't know that.
When
YouTube or when Instagram started doing that, like you make money from Reels.
You can only make $8,000 was like the cap, right?
It's also, you have to have under an amount of followers. If you have too many followers, you get nothing. I already had too many followers to get anything.
You were too cool?
I was too cool.
What?
They were haters, Instagram.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just kidding.
I'm talking to you, Zuck.
Don't come for me. That's like the Illuminati.
Okay, so out of all the platforms, what do you think, how about this way? If both of them had, if TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, if two of them had to go away and you were like, I would keep this one so I can financially support myself, which one do you think directly? Because obviously YouTube is like, they pay you, but Instagram, maybe it might be simpler to integrate your brands, your affiliates you work with. Yes. If you got rid of all the socials, what would be the one social you would keep?
I would probably keep YouTube, even though I don't even think that, like, with all of the things considered, would be making me the most. I think it's the most reliable and like safest.
Yeah. Why is that?
The algorithms. TikTok is a beast. Okay, I have personally seen the algorithm change like 4 times. People don't notice this shit happen. I just said a curse word, but it didn't faze me. You said it so naturally. No, I mean I curse sometimes, but my mother. But like I see it happen. I can tell. And then I'll see like my friends on the platform be like, is this happening to anyone else? You'd be like, baby, this been happening. Like I saw it coming. And now you're seeing. But
the algorithm's a weird thing because people don't even know what it is. It's like this sentient being that lives in like a cave and it's like, we don't want to anger the algorithm.
I heard recently, I mean, obviously there's an algorithm, but I heard on TikTok, they were like, they have a little guy sitting in a room and just clicking which ones go viral. I was like, that sounds ridiculous. I don't like it.
Well, it sometimes is ridiculous. I mean, your TikTok, you have very consistent high views, but like for the average person, it's hard to understand because everyone loves that dopamine hit when they get like, we'll say 1 million views is like viral on TikTok. Nowadays it's simpler, but let's say you post something, it could be whatever it is. Doing anything, you get 1 million views. You're like, oh my God, this is so great. You post another video, extremely similar, whatever, same area, same hashtag, same whatever, same sound, and it gets 1,000 views. And you're like, what? You're like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So because of all that, you think YouTube's the best one because you think other ones are so like wishy-washy, flippy-floppy?
TikTok's crazy. Instagram also, I mean, it hasn't really flipped for me. Like, it's been pretty reliable, but I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. And then YouTube, there's no way you would know this, but I'll just tell you, I didn't want to make a YouTube. I only made one because there was another person somewhere in the world sniping all my content from Instagram and reposting it onto YouTube. And I mean, they're probably making some money off that.
You're like, no one makes me bleed my own blood.
No, at first I was like, I really don't care. Like, you know, I don't care. It's whatever. But the one thing that they did wrong was they started responding to comments saying that they were me.
Motherfucker.
And because they were like responding, people were asking like personal questions and they were answering. I was like,
and you're like, that's not me.
I was like, that's not even true. I was like, where are you getting this information? So then I was also the other thing with like Google. If like I've looked myself up on Google. First of all, I hate looking at myself.
Yeah,
I don't
never do that.
But like someone sent me this and because it was just like personal information. I was like, where are they getting this information? All of it's wrong. Like, who's telling them this? Like, they're just making it up. But yeah.
It's the algorithm.
It's the Google algorithm. So anyway, then after that person on YouTube was doing that, I was like, I have to destroy you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to. So then I did. And then after I got rid of them, I was like, man, I'll just make my own stuff. So
it's so much easier when someone else made YouTube videos for me as me.
Yeah, but I was like, man.
Okay. Well, with this social media kind of like stardom, I'm assuming as someone who's been in this space, I know that at least you should, hopefully you are, doing well financially from all the things that you're doing. Mm-hmm. What do you like to spend your money on?
I like
would you like another? We're getting towards the end, so I don't want to. We don't have another hour to go.
No,
so.
I'm like freaking out right
you're
now.
Like, God, I wish I had 7 more of these.
I love drinking liquids. Okay, let me just say that.
My bladder does not.
So anytime I have a liquid, it's gone very fast.
Yeah.
That's not good when it's caffeinated because then I'm like cracked out.
Is that the same with alcohol?
I mean, if I have a drink, I'm going to drink it. But
if I have a drink, I'm going to pound it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I did.
I already had one today.
Oh. Well, I also had like 4 cups of coffee.
What?
And pre-workout.
Okay, is that what you spend your money on?
Coffee?
What do you buy? What's like, obviously, you're like, sheets for my bed, detergent. Like, what do you spend your money on? What's like a...
leisure sort of
things? Some people buy Rolexes, Lamborghinis, stupid Jordans and stuff. Like, what do you spend your money on?
Personally, I don't really.
Are you a saver or a spender?
I am a saver.
Okay.
I only like buying like clothes and stuff when it's like thrift store clothes because I feel a certain joy out of that. It's like finding a little prize.
It is.
When you find something in the thrift store. I don't really care about buying expensive things. I like saving it. Sometimes I think like, man, do I have some sort of like money trauma where I just like hate?
To be honest, how can you be an influencer if you don't buy expensive things? That's the starter pack is.
Yeah. I don't like to judge other people. Also, like if you have money, spend it however you want. But sometimes I see these people, I'm like, are they just like making way more money than me? Because like, how are they buying this stuff? I'm just like, what? It's either they're like not that great at like,
or I suck.
They're like either not that great at spending their money, or they're like really good at
appearing like they're spending. So much money.
Getting deals because maybe they do have that money. I don't know. I'm not very good at that, but so.
Well, if you ever want advice off camera, I'll give you advice. But like you have the platforms that. Money should be flowing in.
Thank you.
Well, have you ever bought something like dumb? What's the dumbest thing you've ever bought that you're like, I shouldn't have spent money on that?
In my life?
I could say since you...
Oh, yeah, okay. This isn't even that dumb.
I got it.
This isn't even that dumb, but sometimes my friends make fun of me. They're like, you never buy anything new. I was like, you want to know the last time I bought a pair of brand new shoes? 2017. I bought...
Asics runners.
I remember exactly what it was. I was walking with one of my friends, and we were walking past this van store.
Okay.
And we went in, and they were like, oh, these Vans look good on you. You should get these Vans. I tried them on with like no socks or like those thin socks.
That's disgusting. Okay.
Oh, those thin socks they give to you at the store.
That's a sanitation problem.
Well, yeah, that's whatever, Vans. So I got them like half a size too small.
Love that.
So I could never wear them after that. And then I was like, man, I'm never buying new shoes again. So now I just like...
So you accidentally bought a pair of shoes that were half size too small, and because of that traumatic experience, you don't buy shoes?
100% my fault. I am the trauma giver. Yeah.
Okay. So you haven't bought anything like nothing dumb? You don't really spend your money on anything? Like let's say, I don't know, like fancy jewelry, fancy something. I don't know.
I'm a really simple person. I don't like...
That's good. That's a good way to be. That's a good way to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Save it instead of spend it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's next for you in the lean beef patty world? Going from lean beef to full beef. I don't know where I was going with that joke. Just ignore that. Cut that out.
That username is taken.
Unfortunately. I've tried to get all the variations of the beef in there.
I've checked.
I have 95.5, 97.3.
I don't know. I think if anything, that is a shortcoming of mine personally, is not being the best at planning. I take the days as they come.
That's. Mm-hmm. Would you consider yourself a free spirit?
No.
I take the days just as they go. Free spirit? No, not at all.
Maybe like unintentionally, but like when I think of like a free spirit person, I'm thinking of like someone who lives in like Colorado or like Washington and they go for hikes.
Couldn't be me. I have crippling anxiety.
Yeah, I'm more of like an anxiety spirit.
Do you want to start like a lot of influencers are business owners, entrepreneurs, start a business. Do you want to start any, like in my head, I'm like, okay, the easiest way to like look at what product you should sell or that makes sense with you. I'm like stretching stuff. Do you ever want to start like your own business, clothing, supplements, a product?
Yeah, I do have like one t-shirt that's been in the works for like a year that I just haven't released. Also,
you should make more than one.
No, I should. It was like this weird thing with like, I had an artist make me a piece of art and then they like wanted to do this like thing where they're like, you were only allowed to sell like so much with my art. And I was like, so what? I'm not going to work with you again, but like, you know, whatever. I don't know. So maybe do things, make some t-shirts. I'm not the best business person, but I would like to do some businessy things. We'll see how it goes.
I would like to do some businessy things. Okay. Well, I think it'll be cool to come back in like a year and see how much you've grown.
Hopefully.
Transformed.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Anything else you want to leave the people with of what's something that's maybe coming up, some sort of exciting surprise they can look forward to? Maybe some big trip you're going on, some big collab you're doing, some big crazy thing. Tease anything? And leave the people with anything?
Gosh, now I feel like I wish I had something.
You're like, yeah, you ever heard of outer space? I'm going there.
I'm going to space, guys. Gosh, no.
Maybe they can just expect quality content on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
Do you have any? What I like to do for any of the guests is have like their socials. Do you have any other things you promote? You have coach. You didn't mention. You said the influencer stuff, but like you make money. You have programs and stuff, right?
Yeah, I have some programs. They're all like video based with also a written description. They're good for any knowledge level, experience level, I guess. They're like easy to follow, but they are challenging. Do you
have stretching programs?
I don't really have one that's specific for stretch. I have the free video on YouTube. You can go watch it.
You're the stretch person. You should have a stretching program.
No, yeah, I should. I should. I have just like a gym one, a home one. How do you feel about home workouts? I feel like it takes more discipline to work out at home for me personally.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
I'm not talking about like I have to work at home because of my schedule or where I live or whatever. I'm just saying if you had like if you're like, would you rather just go to the gym or work out at home? I need the environment. I need people. It's not like I want people to like watch me lift or hit, even if I'm going for a big PR. But like I like the environment of the gym, and it's kind of like I like going to the office to work rather than I could work in my house. I like the process of going somewhere to do a specific thing, and then I can like leave that space and not have to like do that thing anymore.
That's why they say don't eat in your bedroom. Don't do other activities in your bedroom for sleeping. I read that once in a book.
There's an old saying, it's don't eat spaghetti in your bedroom.
It's true.
My grandma told me that.
It's true. I read that in like a self-help book or something.
All right. Well, I think that's a great piece of knowledge to leave the people with. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to put all of your socials, your programs down in the description. If you guys are unaware of Miss Lean Beef Patty, make sure you go check out all of her content. Link down below. Now we'll wrap up this fantastic episode.
Don't be sour.
Don't be sorry. You're stealing my lines. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Eat more sour strips and ever forward. And then I forgot to say, comment, like, subscribe. If you're on any sort of podcast streaming listening platform, leave us a 5-star review. New episodes.
5 stars. Thank you guys.
Every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Peace. What'd you think?
That was good.
It was great.
There was only one part that I kept thinking about the whole time. It was when It was the anime part. I was like, is it called Shogun or is it Shungun? Because I was like, that's gonna be fucking embarrassing if I get that wrong.
Well, luckily we actually leave these outros kind of in there, so now everyone knows.
What?